Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're an existing subscriber. My name's Laura and this is So Very Laura. So at the very end of my last vlog, which I'll link to down below, which was my Busy Bees Sewing Challenge 1 Ollier shirt reveal, I mentioned to you that I was going to the Festival of Quilts the following day at the NEC, and I said, but I'm not going to buy anything, am I? And then left it at that. And as you'll see by the title of this video, that might not quite have been true. However, one thing I also said in that vlog was that I was going to meet up with the lovely Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and that I did do. I met up with her and her sister-in-law Sharon and her friend Steph, both of whom you'll have seen on her vlogs if you watch her channel, and I've linked to her down below. And we spent most of the day together and I had a lovely time. So thank you Christine and Sharon and Steph for putting up with me as we went around the NEC. And the other person that I was lucky enough to be able to catch up with, and in fact we had lunch together, was the lovely Michelle, Michelle the Menopausal Sewer. So I'll link to her channel down below as well. So we actually went round and did our purchases separately, but then we just kind of hooked up for lunch, which was lovely. So yeah, so do you want to see what I got? Okay, so I'll start with the stuff that isn't fabric, and then I'll come on to fabric, and then I've got one more thing to show you at the end. But before I forget to say what I'm wearing, if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll probably already have seen this. This is a Naya tee from Tammy Handmade. So rather than trying to tilt the camera down, having spent ages trying to get the light right, I will pop a pic in there of what it looks like full length. So yeah, it's the Naya tee from Tammy Handmade, which I have made in this modal jersey, which came from Material the Girl Laura, who's no longer trading. Wasn't entirely sure I'd like the tee, but actually I love it and I need to make more. So that's on the ever-growing list. Okay, so I'll start, as I said, with the non-fabric. So I'm going to disappear out of view for about 3 seconds while I pick it up. So if you can see the roots in my hair, please excuse that. I'm going to dye it this week, or rather my husband's going to dye it this week. So the first thing that I sussed out was this, which is a Milward 120 spool thread holder, and they were selling it for £29.95. I haven't been able to find it on a certain channel beginning with A, although I suspect from time to time they do sell it. I've looked at it on other sewing websites and it's a little bit more, so I decided that I would grab this. Now, I would really love to be able to put this on a surface in my room, because you can do that. If I show you, you can see it is like a rack, but you can also put it on the wall. And I think that's probably what I'm going to have to do, because I do need to do a tour of my sewing room, don't I? But it's got kind of sloping walls at the far end near one of the windows, and therefore some of the surfaces I might have put it on, it won't fit on. And also I worry that if I just stand it on my desk or my windowsill, I have 2 cats and one of them is obsessed with things like thread and string or anything like that that she can chew, and I really don't want her to eat my thread. Not so much because of the thread, but for her. So I suspect this is going to end up on a wall. So that's the first thing I got. I'm going to put it down because it's a bit heavy. So that's the first thing. If there's now a crash, it's because I haven't balanced it properly. Other non-fabric related things, and Christine spotted these before I did in Bombay fabric stores, and that is these, which are rainbow overlocker spools. So I grabbed 2 of these, which I don't think actually, I was trying to get matching ones and I don't think I've actually quite managed it, but they had them in varying shades and I needed some more anyway, and they weren't too bad a price. I think if you just wanted plain overlocking spools. There was something like £1 for £1 each or something like that. These were a bit more, but they weren't a lot more, and I do need some. And there's not that many places you can get them, so I decided that I would get a couple of those because the ones I've got are starting to run low, and I do use them most of the time in my makes. So I've grabbed a couple of those. Next in the non-fabric makes, well, this is kind of fabric but not, you'll see what I mean. So if you've seen my vlog about what I got when I was on holiday in the States, and also the 5 things that you can do that help your sewing when you're not actually in the vicinity of a sewing machine, so I'll link those 2 down below. You'll know that I started to do embroidery, and I'm still on my first embroidery. Haven't done that much of it recently, but that's partly been because I've been trying to cut out other patterns, and I haven't been staying away from home quite so much for work. But while I was at the show, I was keeping an eye out for embroidery kits. So cross stitch, I know, is beautiful and a lot of people love it, but it kind of doesn't float my boat, and I wanted something that was the kind of varied embroidery stitches. And I found this, and there were a whole range of these, company called Rowan Dean, and they're all beautiful, and I was really spoilt for choice. And I don't think it comes out very clearly. Let me try. There you go. You can see it there. Can you see it's got kind of sequins and glittery things on it? And I just thought this was so pretty. And it was £25, which is a tiny bit cheaper than it is on the website. I think there's something like 25.50 or 25.70 or something on the website. And in the end I chose this one because I was at the NEC with Christine, and of course we're doing the Busy Bee challenge, so I thought that that would be quite a nice way to remind me of who was with me when I bought this. So it comes with, I think, everything you need in terms of the canvas. You can see at the back it's got canvas and it's got this netting, and I think, yeah, you can see beads and sequins and stuff. I'm not going to open it, but there are beads and sequins and things down there, and the embroidery threads. The only thing it doesn't come with is a hoop, and they did sell hoops there. They had some quite nice blue ones, but I decided that I would leave that for now and wait and see where I might want to put it, and then decide what I'm going to do in terms of the hoop. So I got that kit, and I'll link to it down below. But I thought, well, you know, I already know, because of the amount I've done on the other embroidery, which isn't that much to be honest, but I know I want to carry on with it. My mum has done some enormous embroideries which I think are absolutely stunning, and I'd love to get to that level, and I can't always get to a sewing machine, so I decided that I would buy that, and then, yeah, I've got it ready for long winter nights when you can't go out so much and I might be stuck in a hotel working away, and I can just do that, and it's lighter to carry really than my knitting. So I got that. And then the other thing I got, this was actually at the last store we went to before we disappeared off, but I'll show you them now. I got 2 lots of labels, and these are from Sarah Hart, so this is one of the packs, and in each pack you get 8 labels, and you get for £8, so £1 a label. I thought was pretty good. So this pack just say, as you probably already saw, made under moonlight, and having done my late session on the Olia shirt the night before, I thought that was quite accurate, and sometimes I do sew quite late, so I got that, and I also think they're really pretty. I like astronomy type fabrics anyway, so I got that. So I got a pack of those, and I got a pack of, these are just called, what are they called? Valentine's Day Candy Heart woven labels. So I'll just show you, you get 2 of each of these labels. So you get handmade, you get for you, you get for me and with love. And they do remind me of those little heart sweets that you used to get when you were a kid, if you're my age, and maybe you still do, I don't know. But I just thought they were really nice. And I got those from a very new shop. In fact, it was her very first day trading, and it's called What the Fabric. And I'll link her website down below. And she also gave us for free these do not disturb signs. So most of what she did was quilting kits. So she had these enormous quilting kits that were worth well over £100, which Christine was looking at but decided not to go for quite yet. And they also had, which I thought were amazing, these kind of quilted trainers. So you got everything but the fabric, you got the sole and the instructions and everything. And I was really tempted, but I decided I wouldn't for the moment. But I did really like them. And this is the only unpleasant thing that happened all day. And even then it didn't happen to me. She was saying, the lady who was running the shop, that she'd had somebody steal one of the quilting kits. So that is a huge loss. And that just makes me really sad that somebody could do that and, you know, basically take what is essentially part of somebody's livelihood just because they could. So yeah, that just made me feel sad, because generally speaking, I think the sewing community is a really lovely, honest, friendly community. And that just wasn't very nice when I found that out. But anyway, so I really hope that they flourish, and I will link their channel below, website rather. So that's the end of the non-fabric things that I bought. So what fabric did I buy? So the first fabric that I bought, having had a good walk round and a good think about what I might want, and I'd kept seeing this all day because this came from Roy's Material World, and Roy, as you might know, doesn't sell online. He only sells at the shows and from his shops. And he was quite heavily promoting this fabric, which I think it's a cotton lawn, I think he said. And it is just so bright, and it's got, sorry, you can't see me now, but that's not a massive loss. Oops, I've just dropped the other end of it. So I got 2.5 meters of this, and it is, as I say, a cotton lawn and really vibrant. It's got these cars and trucks, and somewhere I think there's a bus on it, if I can find the bus, which I can't at the minute. I can. Here we go. Let's go up a bit. No, it's milk floats. I'm sure there's a bus somewhere. If I can find the bit with the bus on it, I'll pop it up as a picture. But I just thought it was so vibrant with all these kind of houses on it, and yeah, houses and people. There's two ladies having coffee, and it sort of reminded me of that Phase 8 skirt that I saw and liked. I'll pop a pic up if I can, of it was kind of like Italian scenes, and it wasn't in reality anything like this. It was nothing like as vibrant, but it definitely had architecture on it. And I thought this might make a really nice skirt, probably maxi skirt. I'm not entirely sure it would look okay by my face, although it might be bright enough, you know. That might be. So we'll see. The intention when I bought it was to make a skirt, but who knows. And I got 2.5 meters of that. So that was the first thing I bought. So I got that. And then everything else came from Lily's Fabrics, who do trade online. And after I left Michelle at lunchtime, I'd had a look at Lily's. In fact, I think she might still have been there at that point. And I'd earmarked some fabrics that I really liked, one of which then got superseded by the one I've just shown you. So I didn't get that. But I went back and I bought this because, of course, having made the Olia shirt, I've reused a piece of shirt fabric. So I had to go and get something else, didn't I? And I just really like this. I love the geometric design and the fact it's got these little stars on it. So in fact, that would go really nicely with that label. So I got 2 meters of that, and that will definitely be to make a shirt. I just think it's just my colours, and yeah, to make a nice smart shirt, I think that will be great. So that was my first purchase from Lily Fabrics. And then I got a couple of thicker jerseys. I think they've probably got some poly content in. And these will be to make either winter dresses or possibly some trousers. So Sam Sequin Girly Creates and I were having a chat about the Walk Boldly trousers, which she's made. So I'll link her channel below as well. And she was really encouraging when I said I was thinking of making them. So thank you, Sam, for encouraging me. And this might well be some Walk Boldly trousers, because I think that's quite fun, this dark green. So and it is stretchy, but it's not overly stretchy. So that is the first of the fabrics, and I got 3 meters of that. So I think I could get trousers out of it. I might get something else out of it as well. And then the second fabric, which I think is more likely to be a dress, is this one. So it's this sort of slightly animal printed design. It's quite heavy, this sort of like a purple ponsy, and I think this will probably become a sweater dress. And I've got a few patterns for sweater dresses that I haven't tried out yet, so I think definitely come the winter this will become a dress. And it was quite funny because I showed Christine in the bag, because I'd sort of gone off, I think she'd gone off to buy, not sure, she'd gone off to buy something for quilting, I think. And so I showed her in the bag when I got back from Lily Fabrics, and she just took one look at this and said, I've had that, and I've had it in the mustard as well. And I thought, you know, I knew I'd seen it somewhere before, and that's where it was. So Christine has also used this. So that's a really good recommendation in itself, really. So yeah, so that was the last fabric that I got. And that was everything I got. So yeah, I wasn't super restrained, but I also didn't go completely mad. And I think, although I don't know what patterns I'm going to sew, I think for absolute certain, I think I'm pretty clear what type of garment I want to make with each of them, with the possible exception of the cotton lawn from Roy's, but I think it will probably be a skirt. So that was it from the Festival of Quilts, but I had a lovely day, really nice day. And then I've just got one other thing that I want to show you, which is sewing related, which I got this week. So I thought I would just show you this. So today is Tuesday as I'm filming this, so hopefully I'll get this up tonight because it won't be a really long vlog. And it was my 60th birthday on the Sunday just gone, the 4th. And we went to, my husband took me to London, and we went to see the play of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And I really wished I'd had my Olia shirt finished, because if you've seen the play, there's those big old-fashioned clock faces all over the set. So I really wished I'd had that with me so that I could wear it. And if I go again, I will definitely be wearing that shirt. But the day before, we were leaving we stayed overnight Saturday and Sunday, so we didn't have to rush. And right before we were due to leave, this parcel arrived. So he comes in and he hands it to me. It's addressed to him, and he says, you might as well have this now, because I'm not carrying it all the way to London to give to you tomorrow. And what he bought me was the Back to Basics sewing bee book. So it's the latest book that is a kind of companion to the previous series, which is why it's called Back to Basics. And it comes with a whole set of patterns as well. So they are a little bit like Burda patterns in that you have to trace them off and they all overlap. But there is also a QR code in the book, so you can download them as PDFs if you want to, which would be tempting. Now, I know that a lot of people have already reviewed this book, so I watched the reviews before I decided to sort of hint to my husband that I might quite like it. And so I'm not going to review that unless you want me to. If you want me to, leave a message in the comments and I will do so. But I know Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, has reviewed it. So has Helen from Stitcher It Repeat. And I watched both of their, and Jenny from Jenny Stitches. They've all been through and had a look at the book. So I don't propose to do that again unless you want my take on it, but you will see bits as I go ahead and make some of the things from the book. So yeah, I mean, there were a couple of patterns which I haven't bookmarked, which I really would like to make. One is a kind of 1960s style colour blocked dress, and one is a shirred dress, a dress with a very shirred top, because I've got a few ready to wear dresses like that, and they do quite suit me, and they are definitely secret pyjamas, so I want to make those. I do know that when I watched the vlog that Helen put up from Stitch Rip Repeat, she said that actually quite a few of the patterns are repeats or updates from previous years of the book, and therefore if you've got previous editions you might not want to get that one. But I don't own any of the others, so that's absolutely fine by me, doesn't bother me. So yeah, so that was a really nice surprise, but I don't blame him for not wanting to carry it all the way to London, and he might have made me, having handed it to me, carry it all the way back. So, and that's quite a lot of weight. So yes, so I am very lucky that I was given that and that I've had a lovely time at Festival of Quilts. So that's it from me for today. I also have another kind of longer haul to film, which is essentially bits and pieces that I have been saving up to show you since probably about June, because I used the discount codes from the Fold Line Sewing Weekender to buy quite a lot of the stuff, and then I also got a couple of bits from Birmingham Rag Market, and I've had some things from the swaps table at the Southern Social that Sam Sequin Gurley runs. So I will film another haul vlog for that, but I thought because the Festival of Quilts is so recent and you know there's a fair amount that I wanted to show you just in that, I would just do that for now. And then upcoming I will also do a final reveal of my finished Ollier shirt, and I've got another make to show you as well, and I will talk to you about what I am going to do for the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge number 2, because I've decided, I've got my raw materials, so I've decided which of the transformation challenges I'm going to do. Just need to think a little bit more about it and about the detail. So that's it from me. I hope you're getting some time to sew today. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.